Here at Money 2020, I'm speaking with John from LivePerson. John, what does LivePerson do?
Well, Namdi, thanks for asking. Yeah, we're excited to be here. We meet with a lot of our banks, our existing clients and prospective ones. We provide a conversational AI platform. We began that 30 years ago. We founded the concept of web chat, just a simple box on anyone's website, a way for an end customer to be able to contact their bank in a method other than voice. Since then, as we all know, messaging and digital conversations become a key part of the way banks service clients and grow business with them. And so now we see digital conversations are roughly a third of the overall spectrum alongside voice. And so now it's much more sophisticated and there's a lot more automation on it.
Okay.
To this point, we're now considered an AI company. In fact, Fast Company 3 years in a row has considered us the most innovative AI company in the world. It's tough to live up to that title, but it is fun to do what we do. The primary way we do it is all those conversations flow in. Those are in situ conversations. They are there to service and grow clients. But what had been digital exhaust, those transcripts flowing through, is now digital treasure, right?
Yes.
Meaning we can learn from every one of those. It's a lot more telling than a survey, right? It's a lot more honest. And now, through the power of Gen AI, you can actually learn what's important to your customers, down to what does Namdi want from Citibank, to what are, say, the top 3 friction points in my business in the last hour, the last week, the last month. And none of this AI is leaking or blending with open models. The data always remains the client's data, but it's a way to an additional point of value to mine from that and help the bank be very customer centric. Listen to what their clients want, execute on that, and get credit for it. Right? That's a very simple model that works well for obviously a lot of banks.
So I don't know if you can disclose this, but how many banks are in your customer base?
We have dozens. We're a global organization, so most of the world's leading banks use some aspect of our technology.
Great.
We're proud to be the leader in digital conversational AI. That's our DNA. We now have partnerships to add on linkages to voice, but really it's always been the digital side is number one for us.
That's interesting. As you started to talk about the data points, what I wanted to ask, it seems like it's full cycle, right? I'm having this interaction with my bank online.
Right.
They're taking those data points right now, and also countless others, and that could actually result in new loan products or new banking products that they now offer to the customers based on that initial conversation.
Yeah.
Do I have that right?
You do, and I'll give you a good case example. So we've innovated something recently we call selling signals, and complementary to that, something called servicing signals.
Yeah.
And as those who are very familiar with generative AI, we don't have to program anymore. We can actually customize these chat prompts, and the chat prompts can be made to say something like, look for what this client needs and what they're headed to. What would be a next best action? What would be timing for that? And that'll lead to a selling signal. So if in the conversation, again, it's not a survey question, it's very in situ, you got the full length issue developing in front of your eyes, the large language model can probe that and go, okay, this guy actually said something about maybe needing another credit card. He said he had a house, but that his mortgage was with another bank. These are signals to how we can grow business with that client, with that individual client. So we're not talking about, you can use it for broad segmentation and marketing directions purposes, but you could also do it for very personalized growing the client's business.
That's interesting. So you can look for like the next best product for this particular client.
And you can score it. You can say this one is got a real good chance of being upsold or converted or grown, however you want to put it. Whereas this is a very faint signal. We wouldn't prioritize this yet. So whoever is following up can follow up only with the strongest opportunities, as opposed to it just being another blasted marketing campaign.
Look, man, that sounds fascinating, John. I really thank you for your time today at Money 2020. Last question, where do you see the future of your industry going?
Well, with automation, I think everybody thinks about consolidation of human resources that are providing those capabilities today. I don't think that. I think actually, banks separate, one way they separate is the ones that are committed to servicing their clients, knowing that that's how they grow their business short and long term.
Excuse me, sorry.
And others
filming.
and committed to servicing their client, and others that simply want to contain costs and look as a new customer contact point as something that's costing them and they need to knock it down. Those ones that are committed to growth, their agent forces are growing, even with the automation. What's happening is that force is being blended with representatives of the bank, not just contact center, but all the way through to the CEO. How can we set up a conversation that's of highest value to whoever creates that value in the firm? And then low value conversations are all automated. No one's gonna have to deal with a password reset anymore, or how to find something that already exists on a web page. So I think that's a great world where we're all creating more value for we the humans are creating more value for each other.
Now, it's totally fascinating. Look, John, thank you very much for your time. I look forward to having you on the podcast for a longer episode. I want to dive deep into the subject matter. And thanks.
That's great. Thank you, Nandi.
Cheers.
All right, take care.
Understanding the technology that powers the money is essential. Knowing the business drivers that inspire how the money is made is crucial. Bridging the gap between the mind of the technologist and the mind of the business is monumental. That is what TBF is all about. Let's start this never-ending conversation. It's time.